It is said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. As we'll see, the defending national champions, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Tennessee Volunteers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Vols will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He's out of bounds at his own 15-yard line, looking for running room. He couldn't find much on that return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. On the move, it's Tatum. Got enough for the first down. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27.
Really nice run. This guy brings balance to this offense. It's not all high-flying aerial passing attack, too. You go back to Adrian Peterson, DeMarco Murray, Samaje Perine. They've always had guys in these spread-up tempo offenses that have been able to give them balance and force the defense to stay honest. That's exactly what this guy brings the Sooner offense.
Give to the running back. Finding open areas. Oh, he's got some space. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
I'll tell you what, you want to quiet this crowd down. You want to do something demoralizing to your opponent. Establish the run game early on offense.
The Sooners will have it 1st and 10. Right back to the well. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And I'll tell you what, no secret on this drive. This offense, they're not trying to maintain balance. They're trying to line up and just dot you right in the eyes. 4 straight runs, get the first down, and really starting to play physical.
All down, but he has enough to move the chains. crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Caught in the backfield, it's Adams. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him. Let's take just a second and talk about Oklahoma. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top two teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these two teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Got it in the middle, it's Adams. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. The Sooners will hustle to the line. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And the Sooners have it in scoring position on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Now second and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. He'll do it himself. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
How about that first drive? The hardest thing to do in college football is win on the road. They're the underdog coming into a hostile environment. What do? Possession one, go right down the field and shut everybody in this building up.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. They say all games count the same, but you get to this portion of the season and a chance to win a top 10 battle like this carries a little extra weight.
And whoever keeps the top 10 number beside their name after this game will have earned it, because these two teams are very talented, David. We're now at the midpoint of the season. We're starting to get an idea of who these teams are. We're going to find out a whole lot more here today.
Dang right. How much implications down the road does this have? But how about you get an idea of exactly where you stand right in the middle of the season, playoffs down the road, make your statement here today.
And the Volunteers line up, trying to move the sticks on third and short. They'll try to power their way ahead. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down.
This is an interesting decision now for the head coach. You're trailing very early in the game. There's a lot of football left. But you're in a situation where you could go for it here and try and answer after your defense gave up that touchdown on the opening drive.
And the offense stays on the field on 4th and 1. I'm not sure they're just trying to make the defense jump. I believe they think they can. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. The definition of 4-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere. Just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about.
Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Now on 2nd down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to fire. With the catch, it's Matthews. Turning it on! And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Put themselves in a bit of a bind with that last one. Is 2nd and 14. Back to pass. Pulls it in. It's Watson. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3-8. Big throw, catch and run on that one.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Trying to find the end zone. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
Well, short completion setting up 3rd down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
Finding it tough to make positive yardage now. 3rd and goal from the 2. Trying to slam it. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop.
Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, Pollard.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown. I ate up a ton of clock, wore these guys out. Now they'd have to go the length of the field if I missed.
So the offense will try to punch it in here on 4th and goal from the 1. He's looking to throw. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
You've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're anticipating him getting the football here.
Finds a crease at the 20. It's a fumble. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. We reach the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter. They've got a first down here to open the period. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Tennessee.
Quick completion on the out route. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. I wonder how much fun this is for him. The head coach trying to take down the old alma mater across the way.
Yeah, I think these are always mixed emotions and how you feel about this, playing your old squad. Like, it's something about it, I'm sure, that's nostalgic, and all the memories probably come flooding back. But there's also a competitive element, Palmer, that you want to beat this squad. Like, this is the next team in your way for you accomplishing your goals and dreams.
Yeah, he's probably experiencing the emotional spectrum coming into this game, but make no mistake about it. He has to separate himself from his past allegiances and understand he's the home team. He wants this crowd to get in this football game. You know, he just gave a rousing speech to his guys in the locker room before taking the field. He wants to win this game versus his alma mater.
Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. You couldn't ask for much better field position to start, but now they're looking at a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
The Vols need to pick it up on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Staley. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. The Volunteers come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Tight end finds a soft spot. Defense knocks him down immediately after the catch, but now they're facing a goal-to-go situation from the 7. And the Vols trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Looking for the end zone. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Boy, if that first down play was any indication, they might walk this thing in on 2nd and goal. Quarterback sneak, wedging himself into the line.
The best red zone offenses are the ones who can run the ball in this area, but that's a tough ask today, especially against this unit. One of the best 5 defenses in the nation stopping the run. This is a really big moment in this game.
You can't afford to squander these opportunities once you get into the red zone. Twice they've been denied. Here's 3rd and goal. Referee signals timeout as the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. This whole red zone offense thing has been a little shaky. They've been stopped twice already. Maybe they ought to try to score from deep. Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. Got his man on the outside. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers. Setting up for the extra point and the top. And he puts through the extra point. A pretty short drive there, covering 38 yards. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud? He'll bring it out. It's Tatum. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though. They get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute and you've got to lock in.
The Sooners come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. He'll try to do it himself. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving.
These guys aren't human anymore. I mean, they got to survey the field, throw the football, make deep passes, and then guess what else? They pull the ball down, take off, and make big chunks of plays on the ground. It's just impossible to be on defense nowadays.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first. And now on second down for this offense. Off play action. Buying some time. Another interception. That's number 17 on the year. He was looking for that big return to go with the pick, but he'll set him up in business at the 36.
And it's just a bad decision by the quarterback. I get that he's outside the pocket, the play's breaking down, but you can't force it into your top receiver. If he's not open, you got to throw it away, and the defense took advantage with the interception.
The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by the defense. A lot of times offenses want time to mesh that RPO and read it. Nah, the defense got in there so fast, they didn't give him an option. Got the nice tackle for a loss, putting the offense in a worse situation.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes the grab. It's Staley. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
That looks like a real simple play by the wide receiver, but give him a ton of credit. That was an excellent route. He never telegraphed that he was breaking to the outside. Kept his eyes downfield, so when he cuts, he's able to get maximum separation from the defender.
Breaks into the open. Slippery slide. Found his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Iowa State is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point. But you take a look at the scoreboard and you see we have ourselves a close game. They're up by a field goal over Florida State.
Safe completion on the screen.
We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Here's the handoff. Sweet cut there. Slips one guy, and now he's loose. Big play in the running game, and they get him out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. There's always been a lot of flash and sizzle to the Oklahoma offense, but it's built on being tough.
Yeah, and especially the great teams. The great teams that you think about in Oklahoma past, the ones that were in the national championship or in the playoff, those are teams that can run the football, be physical. It all started there.
The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. It's 1st down from the 37-yard line. The give to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And
Man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Back to pass on second down. Forced out of the pocket. Going to try to get it himself. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line after the huge pickup.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys. He could not wait to get back out there. And that time, it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the first down.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Sooners with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Right back to the well. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
They needed only 1 yard. Good job by the offensive line, getting just enough push to keep this drive alive.
The Sooners kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. He's got it still on his feet. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a first and goal.
The thing I like about the slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
And now a chance to pull even. First and goal as we get late in the first half. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Tries again to get it in. Touchdown Sooners! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
This has been a back-and-forth battle with a lot of football left to go. Really nice job executing on that rushing touchdown. If they get this extra point, this thing is all tied up.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. And after the extra point was good, it's even Steven here in the second quarter. Ball is coming out to the 40 after that penalty on the kickoff. Looking for a gap. It's Watson. Past the sticks, and he may get more. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. At the 20, he's got space. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown ball!
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now? Going into the half with the lead, with the momentum.
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. decision to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Looking downfield on first down. Pocket breaking down. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Incomplete. He threw that one up for grabs and into traffic. Fortunate to get it back.
This quarterback is living dangerously now. Threw a pick earlier in the game, and he almost threw another one right there. These windows are tight. He's got to be really good with his decision-making.
The noise reverberating off the checkerboards and kneeling on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Moves around to clear up the vision. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Grabbed over the middle. It's Burton. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
Right there, I think you need a better play call. You got to help your quarterback out a little bit because the throw's got to at least make it to the sticks. On that last play, you're basically trusting the guy to make a few dudes miss in order to go pick up that first down. I think you need to start being a bit more aggressive here when these 3rd downs present themselves.
Makes a grab, past the marker. They'll knock him down, and that will take us to halftime. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. And he'll just and this drive will start at the 25. Tennessee ready to go to work the big orange offense on the field. Starts a drive trying to go up top. And wings it incomplete.
I know that one hit the ground, but you haven't seen that a lot. He completed over 70% of his throws in their last game. He's over 80% in this game. My old offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, used to say, bore me with completions. This guy will put you to sleep.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Gives it to the back on the draw. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And the Volunteers come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And they can't complete the bullet pass on 3rd down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel in the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The Vols will try to pick it up on 4th down. Might be calling a hot route. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Caught over the middle. It's Matthews. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
And listen, obviously, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on 4th down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make.
There he goes. And they'll get him down, but boy, did he put some dudes in the spin cycle. My goodness. They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. To the air on 1st down. He's got the tight end. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find the rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all.
Got enough space. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Extra point here will tie the game.
And the offense continues to run the football. The 2nd rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, while we have a moment, let's peek in on what's going on in a big one in the American. UTSA is currently ahead in this one inside a jam-packed Alamo Dome, but they've struggled to really pull away. They're up by a field goal over Rice. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. So here is the Tennessee offense. That touchdown lead they had has disappeared, and now we have a whole new ball game as they start the drive. Pulls it in. It's Jefferson. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
Great timing there on that throw by the QB on the out route. Gets it to his guy just in time. He makes the catch, and his momentum takes him out of bounds.
The Volunteers have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to go up top. Catch in the middle. It's Jefferson. They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Oh, he's got some space. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on 1st down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get 1st downs like that run right there.
Might as well give it to him again. They are ready this time. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and after that big run, the defense answers.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
Going to swing it on second down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Watson. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Nice play. And this running back showing you why he truly is a 3-down back. He's not just dangerous running the football between the tackles or blocking, but he can also catch the ball. And when you get this guy the football in space in the perimeter of the field, he's got the wiggle and he's got the power to break tackles from the secondary. That's why this guy has an opportunity to play at the next level.
Caught near the sticks. It's Staley. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
On the ground, it's Watson. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And when you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
Really nice 3rd down sub-defense there that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback, and now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4th.
And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. This might be a little easier if it were straight on, but a 43-yarder from the right hash. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So here comes the Oklahoma offense. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
This is a designed run. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, this quarterback has had a lot of success burning this defense with his legs. That time, though, there was nowhere to go. Give the defense credit. They won their one-on-ones up front. Tremendous speed getting to him and bringing him down for a TFL.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Gets rid of it. That's caught. It's Burton. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down. Fourth down, and this crowd trying to help this defense rise to the occasion. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. The decision to go for it does not pan out.
I know the analytics tell me to be aggressive and go for it, but in the second half, in these ball situation. And right now, you set them up. I just hope this one doesn't come back to bite you right in the hiney.
Got it in the middle. It's Matthews. Turning it on. Touchdown Volunteer. Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
He does a really nice job getting the snap, getting the ball to his wide receiver in stride so he continues to run full speed and make all those yards after the catch and get all the way to the end zone.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, David.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being aggressive.
Nowhere to go with the ball and down. He goes at the 39. He is a menace rushing the passer. Career sack number 20.
I mean, some people just have a knack for getting to the quarterback. What a great job throughout his career. Getting there, getting him down, getting pressures. He has been a quarterback's worst nightmare.
I was just going to say, David, you don't sleep well as a quarterback the night before you have to play against this guy because he is going to sack you. That is a guarantee. Death, taxes, and sacks for that guy.
Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
The Sooners racing to the line in the hurry-up. Lost the fire on second down. Now adjusting. The throw. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
We know about this running back's versatility. He's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure.
Breaks into the open. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. Guys, he's up to 103 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10. It's picked off. That's 18 of those this season. Made the play on the pick, was hoping to make one on the return. He'll have to settle for letting the offense pay it off from the 26. Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. Oops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They go to the ground. Getting that push. They pick up a 4 out to the 26.
Well, we're not quite in the fourth quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. And a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Looking to fire. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
I tell you, you got to have great timing on these out routes. routes. The QB and receiver had that. Quarterback put it right out in front of him. Receivers just got to be able to make the play.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Makes the catch. It's Jefferson. There he goes. And he is marked out of bounds after another big gain. This aerial attack has had no problem moving the ball with chunk plays. And the Vols have it with a 1st and 10. They'll try the run. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
All right, this running back's had all kind of success. Now we're getting later in the game. We got to make sure we get some stops, get the ball back to our offense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. This will be picked off. Maybe just the turning point they needed.
Well, there's no quitting this defense. I'll give them that. Obviously, they're trailing here late in the game. It seems like the opponent's going to win, but still, they've got guys out there playing the way they're coached to play. They're playing with outstanding effort, trying to make plays to claw their team back in the game.
Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Give him 109 yards on the ground, and what a season he's having. It's almost certainly going to be a 1,000-yard campaign. To the air on 2nd down. Caught close to the marker. It's Kearney. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. And the Sooners want to pick up the tempo. From the gun, the ground game. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, running back gets the give. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
One of the things you love about this running back is his physicality. He's got great size, and because of that, he can wear defenses down. Those 2, 3, and 4-yard gains in the 1st and 2nd quarter, they become big gains late. Guys don't want to tackle him, and you're seeing that now.
And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Sooners! Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And how about the keen eyes and sharp awareness from the coach to challenge that call, and the officials agree it'll go his way. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. This is now a 7-point game. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Iowa State is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point, but you take a look at the scoreboard and you see we have ourselves a close game. They're up by a field goal over Florida State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David, if they... And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Watson. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
And a really nice job by the defense winning second down. I think the quarterback thought he could dump this off, maybe get some positive yards, set up a good third down. The defense did a great job responding and getting that running back on the ground.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Things working pretty well for this defense, out of the dime package and still getting plenty of heat on the quarterback.
Yeah, get off the rock, understand the situation. All the fast guys got the back end covered. It's my job to seek and destroy the quarterback. Great job by the defensive line rushing after that guy and getting him on the ground.
And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball.
Oh, the ball popped out. That's a way to mess up a drive. He's dragged down to the ground, but what a play there. Scoops up the loose football and moves the chains. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Red pass, it's complete. And the first guy couldn't get him, but the second one does, but not until he picks up the first down.
Love the decision-making by the quarterback there on the RPO play. Defense took everything away deep down the field, so just check it down, get it to your guy in the right flat, and let him go get yards.
This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Snagged out of the air. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. This crowd knows when to bring it. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Now improvising. Nice move there. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. And guys, if they can make their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the 4th, and the stage will be set for a great finish. With the run on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Man, great job executing. The offense did what they needed to do. You got somewhat of a decision here. Do you want to kick it, tie it up? I think you do with this time frame. 1 to 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. You probably want to do that, but you could push the envelope. You could go for 2 and try to take the lead.
And they are a mere extra extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the fourth. So a drive that started just beyond midfield, only 49 yards, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and throw it right.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And, man, with that run, I think it kind of handcuffs you. I think you want to save that last time out when you need it for your field goal unit or whatever that looks like. Running the football there, man, keeping that clock ticking. I don't necessarily love that call.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Pressure's there, and he lets it go. Has no choice but to throw it away, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Can't say enough about this secondary. All game long, they have just been in the back pocket of these wide receivers. They've got the lead late. QB outside the pocket, but they don't give him anything easy, and now it sets up 4th down.
And the Volunteers will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. Looking to throw on 1st down. Keeps looking downfield. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his...
And this will be picked off. A costly turnover in a tie game. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it 1st down at the 39.
And if you're the quarterback, you might want to stop throwing that guy's way. I mean, you knew coming into this game, David, he's one of the best corners in the entire country. He's already been picked off twice now. He is literally living in this quarterback's head rent-free.
It's so nice to have a guy like this that can cut off half the field, because now you can put resources elsewhere. He's proven if you try me, bad things are going to happen.
First play of the drive, lost to throw. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf. They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. After that last completion, it's 2nd down. Looking up top, and time is of the essence. Got rid of it just in time. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be 3rd down.
And obviously that wasn't a great play for this offense, but the defense did their job. They flushed him outside the pocket. But nothing worse than getting tackling in bounds or throwing it for a 4-yard gain, letting that clock tick. Nice job throwing it away, saving as much time as you can.
And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. With the ball spotted outside the 35, the holder will kneel and give his kicker a shot from 53 yards out and a chance to win. It's good! A booming kick to win the game! And with that, they've taken the lead. What a show both of these teams
came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.